So as you may or may not know, I'm starting the Not So Berry challenge here on my channel. This is my first time trying it, and right now I'm making my heir's apartment. This is going to be a two-part video because it took me forever to build this. I'm a very slow builder for sure. I mean, this isn't even a house. I chose an apartment because I'm honestly not the best builder. I do really enjoy decorating interiors though. I would say I'm okay at it. I'm definitely better at interiors than I am at just building houses and exteriors. And I'm also really bad at terraforming. So for this challenge, I just chose to go with the easiest option for me. And I'm glad I did because I had a lot of fun decorating this apartment. Now, I'm also kind of bad with floor plans, so I didn't do much to change this one. I'm building on the 122 Hakeem house, and as you can see, I pretty much left the floor plan the way it was. It's not my favorite, but I was okay with it. I did try coming up with my own, but like I said, I'm bad with that stuff. Now, I didn't really have one specific source of inspiration for this build, although I did kind of want to make it look like one of those very, very tiny Japanese modern looking apartments. And I'm not sure how well I did at that, but just know that's kind of what I was going for. Other than that, I kind of just mixed my idea of my perfect ideal apartment into this build. And as you can see, I'm on the kitchen right now. I didn't want to make it all mint. Even though I do know there's like some counters that are like a mint color from Parenthood, I didn't want to use those because what really bothered me was different shades of mint. I didn't want to use too many different shades of mint. So I kind of mixed in other colors throughout this entire apartment. Which, I mean, I think is fine because most of the apartment is mint. But this is my first time doing the Not So Berry challenge like I mentioned earlier. So if I did anything wrong, please let me know in the comments. I was kind of confused on the you can move in wherever you want portion of the rules. I felt like I was almost going too crazy with this apartment and it felt like I was cheating. But what I understood from this is that I can just use free real estate on any lot I want and move in. So hopefully I did it right. Regardless of that, I'm not that worried because this challenge isn't really like a rags to riches type of thing. It's more about just experiencing different aspects of the game. So I'm trying to get both of these videos done on time because I'm going on a week-long vacation soon. And I'm very worried because I'm actually going to New York and I am a Floridian. So I'm definitely shaking in my boots right now. I'm scared of the freezing cold. I haven't seen snow in years, like literally more than a decade, I think. Yeah, last time I saw snow, I was a very young kid. Anyways, I need to talk about what I'm doing. So it looks like I just finished the kitchen. I really like the mix of the white tile and the teal tile in the back there. I did use white cabinets and counters because I didn't like the teal / mint shades of counters and cabinets that we do have in the game. But I included a lot of mint accents on there, like that microwave and the stools and the stove and the fridge. And I ended up really loving the kitchen. I think it's one of my favorite areas in this apartment. And can I just say this apartment is huge. Like, I kind of regret choosing this apartment. The other ones just had really weird shapes, and this one was alright, but it's huge. And I ended up coming to that realization way too late. So right now I'm working on the entrance, and I thought these like plant holders or plant stand or whatever this item is, I thought it was perfect for the entrance of the apartment. And that heart mirror item is so cute. It's one of my favorite items in the game, and I just knew I had to include it in this apartment. Right here, I'm trying to see if the cactus I'm sizing down is floating, and I did end up bringing my sim into the apartment already. I wanted to see it from first person view because I'm that much of a perfectionist. And she does have a ton of money right now, but I'm gonna get rid of it at the end when I finish completing the apartment. And we're of course just gonna start with the normal 20,000, which I think is how you're supposed to start the Not So Berry challenge. I also liked seeing how my sim looked in this environment. I wanted the apartment to be very suited for her and match her clothes, kind of. And I hope I did a good job at that. I don't know. But I do like the apartment, and I do really like it for her specifically. And honestly, I would kind of live in an apartment like this myself. I mean, it's just so cute, and it's definitely my style. There is a lot more mint/teal than I would like there to be, but it is the Not So Berry challenge. And you might be noticing some kind of pink accents now, and my favorite color is pink. I really could not help myself, but I made the excuse that the next generation is the rose generation. So it kind of does make sense to have some pink accents here and there, since my sim is going to have a child who's gonna have to have like a pink room and everything, and pink clothing and stuff, so I'm very grateful for that. I kind of just have seen very cute, tiny Japanese apartments, and I kind of just wanted to stick with that vision. I don't know, again, if that vision is correct, but I can put up on the screen maybe some inspo pictures for you. And I am that type of builder that just finds an item and I'm like, ooh, this would look very good in this other room I'm not working on right now. Let me just place it down so I don't forget it. So I hope you don't mind. I would definitely describe myself as a chaotic builder. But I really like this couch in here. It's a different shade of mint. And as you can see, I used the strawberry/flower wallpaper in the living room. And I can tell you I'm going to be using it a lot in this house. I love that wallpaper. That's from the Pastel Pop kit. And I used that kit a lot in this build. I use that kit a lot in general. I'm not a fan of kits, but that kit is amazing and I can't imagine building without it. So if you are curious, I definitely recommend the Pastel Pop kit. If you're gonna get any of the kits, get that one first. So here I am going through a ton of rugs. I am super indecisive, but I think I ended up using like the circular one from high school years. Yeah, I think it was from high school years, and that's another really good pack I would recommend. I really wanted to include that coffee table in the living room area, but I couldn't figure out how. I kind of thought of making it a side table, but I didn't like the look of it either. That's actually what I initially thought it was, just a side table instead of a coffee table, but I did like this white one. I also really wanted to put this plant here, but something just didn't add up. I think it was the yellow color or how big the plant was, and I just ended up choosing this other like succulent planter instead. So I don't like these historical plaques. I don't know who does, like I'm guessing someone will probably like these plaques, but I decided to cover them. I think it does give the room a little bit more shape, and I'm just glad to have those plaques hidden because they don't really go with the build at all. So the sim that's living in this apartment is supposed to be in the scientist career, so I did want to include a chess table to build some logic skill. And I did end up sneaking this plant back here in this corner. I really don't remember what made me put it there instead of the other corner it was in. I think maybe it was just that it had more space, and if I put it next to the TV, it kind of looked very cramped. So I did end up using a lot more of this wallpaper around the apartment, and I made a whole nother room right here. I know I was saying the apartment is ginormous already, and it is, and that is actually the reason why I made this room. It's just I had so much room there and I honestly had no idea what to do with it. So I decided to just make that room to be like the kids' room. And there is 3 other rooms, but we'll get to those later. I'm working on the dining area right now, and I didn't make a whole dining room, which actually could have been a good a good way to use that space. But I guess I didn't really think about it in the moment. Also, I was having a really weird lighting glitch right there, and the only wallpaper I could use was this like white. It's like a different white type of tile. This sort of got rid of the weird lighting effect, but I had that problem a lot when I was building this apartment. Now I'm just adding pillars because after adding that room, it made the apartment have a really awkward shape. And I am trying to find the perfect rug for the dining table here. I wanted to at least have the illusion that the dining area had its own designated space. I did end up using a lot of rugs in this apartment. I ended up going with this cookie rug, and speaking of, has anyone tried Subway cookies? Like when you go to Subway and get your sub, do you get cookies with it? Because I recently tried their cookies and they are amazing. Like my boyfriend and I go to Subway all the time, but we never tried the cookies until honestly a few weeks ago. Best decision of my Subway life. We like them so much that now we get like the box, the $4 box with the 6 cookies in them. But yeah, a little bit off topic, but since this video is so long, I feel like I can talk about random things sometimes. I really do suggest you try those cookies though. So right now I am working on a reading nook. I thought it'd be cute and a good use of space, honestly. And I did like how it came out because I was finally able to use this cow rug I had been wanting to use on this apartment for so long. I literally tried using this rug in every other area of the house that I have already put a rug in. Like I tried it on the kitchen, I tried it in the living room and the dining room, and it just didn't look good in any of those areas. And I even tried it under the chess table, but it was just too many rugs at that point. So later on, I kind of realized the floor looked weird with all the like blues and greens, and I just decided to change it to carpet because I mean, a lot of apartments have carpet, and this carpet was like a very light baby blue color. It was subtle enough, and it definitely looked better with all the crazy looking furniture and stuff. Which, speaking of, I know right now it's a lot to take in. Like, I definitely added a ton of patterns and colors and mostly patterns. But honestly, I love it. Part of me sees how crazy it looks, and then part of me really likes it. So I'm just finishing up some final touches around the reading nook and the living room area. And right now I'm gonna add, yes, like a little hallway thing right here. I loved this open doorway here. Again, this space was just feeling very empty to me, and it was not very much of a transition into the other rooms. And then over here, I kind of just made a little office area. That room next to the office with the huge microscope or whatever that thing is, that room I made into like a utility room, or more of a crazy machines used for science room. But that one I do in the next video along with the bathrooms and the main bedroom. This room though is more of a traditional office with like the laptop, the desk, and bookshelves. I ended up incorporating a lot more of the minty green color instead of the teal. I'm glad I did that because although this room is kind of very different than the other rooms in this house, I like the variation. I actually haven't built in the city in a very long time, and it's weird because I really love city living. It's a really good pack. The world is stunning and I really like the apartments. Something I don't really like is the city living build and buy items. They're just not my favorite. I remember loving those items when I first got the pack, but ever since we've gotten newer packs with better looking items that sort of just go with trends right now, I haven't really been using city living a lot in terms of build buy items. But in terms of gameplay, I use it all the time, which is kind of why I decided to move in my sim here. The festivals are perfect, especially that GeekCon one I think is going to be a really good one for the sim. And it's just really fun to walk around the city. I find myself playing here even when my Sims don't live here. I also ended up including like a little sitting area in here aside from that beanbag thing, and the telescope and elements collection. I know that the telescope is not usable indoors, but I kind of just wanted it there for decoration. And the elements collection tray, or whatever you want to call it, that I need for the actual challenge. It's not just decoration, because in the challenge you have to complete the entire elements collection, so I am excited about that. I'm also just including some wall decor and just some tiny little finishing touches here and there. So like I mentioned, this video is going to be split into two parts. If you are interested in watching how the rest of the apartment came out, I definitely recommend sticking around and looking out for that next video. And if you're interested in the series, feel free to go back and watch how I made my sim for this challenge. After next week's video, which is going to be the second part of building this apartment, I'm finally going to start off with some gameplay, which I am super excited for. So thank you so much for watching this video. I know my building and decorating is very chaotic, but I really appreciate you watching and I really hope you like the video. So with that said, have a happy new year and see you later.